Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. Next year all our troubles will be miles away.
Hi, this is supposed to be day 23 of Vlogmas, but I'm doing a little bit of a cheat. It is still day 22, but that's because tonight I got a test knit. So this is the Twinkling Trees Sport DK weight, and I'm going to quickly try and knit one so that Danny can have at least one sock test knit for her Twinkling Trees sock sport or DK weight for the Christmas Eve cast on. So it is the 22nd. I'm going to aim to get one off the needles. I have chosen my project bag, and this is a fun little bobbins bag that I got a couple of years ago with a cute little pink birdie on it. I have both of my needle sizes ready. I have counter. Now I get to paw through yarn, and I have way too much yarn. I don't have a lot of DK yarn, and I definitely don't have much sport weight yarn, but I have a couple of skeins in mind, and I thought what I would do is look for them. I'm either going to use a Hedgerow Yarns that has a mini attached to it, or I may use a Nora George Yarns because I do have a couple of really nice ones. So first off, there's going to be a lot of crinkling because I'm taking some sweater quantities out of the bin so that I can find, look at that gorgeous sweater quantity there, the yarn that I'm looking for. So I do have a couple of DKs in here. For example, I have this one. This is Great White, but it doesn't have a mini that goes with it. This is a Nora George. So that's one of the ones I was thinking of. This is the one that I am really thinking of. So I'm really quite proud of myself that I was able to go straight into the first bin and find what I was looking for, because I haven't got my yarn as organized as I would like. I am thinking this one, this is Snowdrop, and it has this great green mini, and I'm thinking of holding a bit of Sparkle Alpaca with the mini for the tree. So that is my number one choice. I'm not sure that that's as Christmassy as I would like, and I wanted to just take a quick little paw around because I know I have another Hedgerow that has a mini. So, oh, look at this beautiful. Look at this beautiful Nora George Yarns. This is a sparkle sock, and this is the Hermione's ball gown. So look at that. Hermione. I always say Hermione, but it's Hermione. Anyway, look at the beautiful sparkle. Here is my Hedgerow of the same colorway, the Snowdrop in a sparkle. So that's sort of why I'm thinking I'll do this, because I have another skein, and oh, it smells so good still. And of course I have one more in the regular of the Snowdrop. And there was a reason for the method for my madness of getting 3 snowdrops, and that's because I have a design that I started called the Snowdrop Socks that are still at the same point as I shared them with you last spring. So I've done nothing. At some point I will get to them. I think that I have these two lovely little minis, but I believe these are a sock weight, so that I know what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm looking for. So I could paw through some more yarn, but you know what? Sometimes a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, and this is the one I want anyway. So there we go. This is what the Twinkling Trees DK is going to be knit up in, for sure. Put my beautiful SQs back in the bin. One quick share of a lovely sweater quantity I have. This is one of the Edinburgh Yarn Festival special yarns, along with 4 skeins of Storm Cloud, and I am hoping to make something wonderful with all of these. My dream of knitting sweaters. There we go. I've got it. Here is my ball winder and my Swift. So I am just going to pop off the ball band of my hedgerow yarns, and I will wind up the skein of Snowdrop. And this is my Nancy's Knit Knacks ball winder, and I love it. And a beautifully wound ball of Snowdrop. Now for the mini. And my lovely green mini. We are going to have a quick cast on party because I'd like to show you a little trick that I use so that I don't twist my yarns. I have no idea where I learned this one. This is not something that I made up myself, but I read it somewhere and I thought it's a great way to remember. So let's get cast on.
Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore.
Tasha has come to visit while I show you the little trick for casting on. So I have cast on my stitches and I've split them between 2 needles because I am doing magic loop. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to arrange my stitches so that the stitch part, or the teeth, are at the bottom. And these are what I'm calling my alligator teeth. So I will turn them so that when they join up together, they are like alligator teeth. And as long as the teeth are in the mouth, right here, my stitches should not twist. So you just have to be very careful. At the center here, I've got the cat licking my hand, or trying to. Can you come and lick my hand, you silly kitty? Big yawn. So if you get your teeth this way, or like this, because I'm going to be actually putting, I wish you could see her licking my hand. I'm then going to take my working yarn and put it over the top. I'm going to take the loose end here and just drop it down. And again, just double check that my teeth are all inside the mouth, and I am ready to start knitting, and just keep things aligned. And at the end of my first round, everything should be all kept together so that I don't get twisted stitches. So that's my secret for that one. As you can see, I have finished my first round and I don't have a twist, which is fantastic. Always good not to have a twist. While I was doing this, Tasha was trying to play with my yarn. I am sitting in the knitting room and I don't usually sit on the floor and knit, so she's been pouncing on the pattern, putting little holes in it, and also trying to get the yarn. Anyway, I've done one round, so time to keep going. One thing I forgot to mention is that with this green, I am going to be holding the yarn double with this lace weight alpaca, and as you can see, there's a little bit of sparkle in here. Really fun little addition. This is a lace weight yarn, so very, very fine, and if I hold it double with the green, hopefully we'll get like a little bit of a fun effect with the sparkling happening. I bought this in Cape Cod. Look at the sparkle. I love sparkle. And I bought 2 skeins. I've used it for a couple of projects. It lasts such a long, long time. I believe it was fairly affordable too. But yeah, just a nice little addition to hold double with the green for the Starbright pattern. Hello and welcome to day 23 of Vlogmas. It is now officially day 23. Last night it was still day 22, but I wanted to share with you what I had been up to. So I will be sharing that in a moment. I've made some good progress, but first I thought I would start off the day with Advents. And so we're going to go into spoiler alerts, and if you do not want to see the Burden Blend or the Nora George yarns, run screaming out of the room. I know I've forgotten to do that for the past couple of days, but today I remembered. So, Burden Blend calendar, all those doors have been pushed open, and we are at number 23. Number 23 is up in the top corner, and it is a tea bag. And today's tea bag, I'll show you first again. Triple B. And it is a breakfast tea. I really need to remember to bring my glasses with me. It's a breakfast tea. So Triple B, it's a breakfast tea, and that is today. And I did very much enjoy my matcha yesterday with Nathaniel. I also had a cup of New House Blend, and then I ended off the night with the Russian Caravan tea. I did not like that. Oh no, Smoky Russian tea. I didn't like that one very much. I probably would have preferred Russian Caravan over Smoky Russian. Okay, and it is now matcha time. And right in the center there where it is shiny 23. I hope it's not another matcha patcha. I want some real matcha today. And it is Mint Humbug Matcha. So a Christmassy one. Oh, goody. That makes me happy. So, some matcha in a tin. Even better. Okay, so my tea advents are opened for the day. And now it is time to open number 23 of my Nora George calendar. Yesterday I did a little bit of work on my Dust of Snow. I ended up getting 2 colors put in. I was hoping to get 3, but then I had something exciting come up, so I cast aside my Dust of Snow for a little bit, and that's okay. Today's color, I'm thinking we're going more into, so yesterday was like a wine color. Maybe today will be a purpley color. Oh, it's almost like a raspberry ripple. So wine with ripple effect. I wonder if tomorrow, so the very first day was a white with a black speckle. I wonder if tomorrow will be a white with a red speckle. Sort of to have that bookend. I don't know. So that leaves me with a lovely bunch of yarns to continue to knit into my Dust of Snow wrap. So as I said, I did put 2 colors in yesterday, and the next one I need to wind because I'm right at the point where I'm about to add in another color is this one. I haven't wound it yet, but oh, I love this one. So I will hopefully get a chance to do that today. I'll definitely wind it, and it would be nice to get 1 color in today. But my priority is this lovely test knit, and I am doing so well with it. So last night I shared with you the yarn I chose, and this is the Yarn in Daylight. So this is the Snowdrop colorway, and I'm using this green as the top of the tree. I also held it double with this, and then so this held double for the Star Bright pattern, and I was going to do it down the trees, but then it broke after my first round around, so I just left it in the Star Bright pattern only. So those are the yarns I'm using, and my progress so far, look at that. I have got 5 1/8 inch, 5 1/8 inch of the leg done. So the treetop pattern has a little bit of sparkle in it. I think I just caught a tiny bit. And then the treetop pattern, now you do need to make sure you're switching to your larger needle for this section here, and then I'm now back to my smaller needle, and now it's just the easy stockinette for a little bit till I get to the heel turn, and I'm hoping to have this one off the needle. So I did say to Danny, I can get 1 done. I can get 1 done by the end of today, not a problem. I will get this done. And I will hopefully show you my progress as the day continues. For now, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. I think Triple B sounds like a good plan. As long as it's got some black tea in there, I'll be good. And I will talk to you later. I have made my tea. It's in my silly old bear mug with Winnie the Pooh on the back. I have a piece of chocolate with hazelnuts in it, so Breakfast of Champions. One thing I did read about the Triple B, it is the strongest breakfast blend, so that is exactly what I'm needing. One thing you may notice, I have my lovely knitting fairy here, but I now have a new angel over there. Scout, I really should not hold chocolate over her. That's not nice. Anyway, cheers. Breakfast of Champions. I've decided to use my new iPad to film today, so the film quality isn't as good and I can't use the tripod, so I'm using some different angles today, but I just find it's so much faster to upload from this than from this, and it makes a difference when you're wanting to get as much knitting in as possible. So I am working away on the Twinkling Trees test knit of the DK version, and I hope to show you more a little bit later. While there are so many things that I would like to knit, I have to say I love the challenge of a test knit. I love having to meet the timeline. I love being able to knit it up, choose colors that, I get to imagine the colors, and there's just something I enjoy about a test knit that I have a very hard time resisting when I see a pattern I really like. This portion of the pattern here, the stockinette portion, is called Untouched Snow, And I have some very important words of wisdom. Do not eat yellow snow. Even if it looks like it's untouched, don't eat it. And I now have a heel flap. I'm just about to turn the heel and I'm almost halfway done. Sock 1, and hopefully I will be able to share this with you a little bit later completed. And now I have a heel turn, so heel flap, heel turn. The best thing about knitting socks in heavier weight yarns is they fly off the needles. So just a little bit more to go, about 50%. So not too bad for casting these on last night. I am happy to say I am now in the home stretch of my sock. I have just finished all of the gusset decreases. And one thing I do is I put markers on either side of my heel when I'm picking up my stitches, and it just helps me keep that count a little bit better. It's a smaller number to look at rather than having to figure out if I've made a mistake from the center and then having to count. Sometimes it's just a little bit easier to see from the markers. Now that I am done my gusset, I'm going to take out one of the markers and I'm going to then relocate my beginning of round to the center here. But I have a heel and I'm just now in the straightaway section of my sock, the foot. I would just home stretch. It's fantastic. I've now relocated my stitch marker and I'm going to put my stitch marker, the other one that I had, back, and this is my Sleepy Hedgehog. This is one of my fripperies and bibelot sets, and Sleepy Hedgehog. And inside this little container is a cute little Sleepy Hedgehog to go along with my Sleepy Knitting Pal Scout. It's really nice to have you sitting along with me while I am test knitting. It's something that I normally am not able to share the test knitting process with you, so it's been a lot of fun from the moment I asked Danny whether I could do this test knit to choosing my yarn and then casting on, and it's been so nice being able to share this process with you. It's been a very, very quick test knit, and I am only doing the one sock for now so that we can make sure that the pattern works so that Danny can release it for Christmas Eve, which is tomorrow. So it's just such a nice thing to be able to share this with you. So I hope that you've enjoyed seeing me choose my yarns, casting on, and seeing the little bits of progress as I have been working away on this sock. And oh, DK socks, they knit up so quickly. It's fantastic. I'm trying to decide whether I should cast on the second sock tonight and finish it up tomorrow. I really want to do my Christmas Eve cast on, which is my sky map, and I'm going to wind up my yarn, and I really want to get that cast on, and I can do that and maybe not do as much. It would be nice to finish these pair of socks for Christmas, and whether I keep them or whether I gift them, I haven't decided, but I am loving how the yarn is. Oh, just Jane's Hedgerow yarns are always so lovely. Anyway, it has been really fun having you along for this journey, and I hope that, as I said, I hope you've enjoyed the journey as well. As I continue to knit, and my goal is to finish, I'm actually making much better progress than I thought I would, and it'll probably take me longer to take all the footage and create my Vlogmas today than, well, no, it'll be less time to do the Vlogmas than to knit this entire sock, but it does take a while to do the editing and the uploading. Uploading takes forever. Anyway, I'm going to go back to knitting and I'll show you my progress in a bit. While it has been a challenge to keep up with Vlogmas and to do each Vlogmas video each day as it comes, except for, of course, the very first bit of today's Vlogmas, which I did cheat and put a little bit from last night. But that was really so that I could finish this sock today. I find that I like to try and film Vlogmas on the day of, because you never know what's going to happen. This time yesterday, I had no idea that I would be doing a test knit, let alone a test knit that is on such a really quick timeline. It's been a fun challenge for sure, trying to make sure I can get at least one sock off the needles for Christmas Eve, which is tomorrow. And I have to say, I really like doing the Vlogmases day by day, because you just never know what will happen. I know a lot of people are putting up their Make Nines for 2019 on Instagram, and I just can't commit to that. So I've got some commitment issues when it comes to putting down a list of things that I would definitely like to knit, because I do tend to knit things out of the blue. So obviously, if there is a wonderful test knit, that is going to top my list. And I love the challenge of doing the test knits. And I do have several sweaters and things that I would like to knit that I either have in my Ravelry library, or I have them printed out, or I've got the book, or I've just put them in my cart for thinking on. And, you know, I hope to get to them at some point. I've got lots of sweater quantities of yarn that at some point I would like to sit down and make sweaters, but sometimes I like to have that impulsive cast on and not feel like I've got that I must cast this on because I said I was going to do it for my Make 9. I was really thrilled this year to be able to get my On the Spice Market shawl cast on and get it off the needles, and to do it also in my loop colors that I had bought when I was in London 2 years ago. And I love the fact that I was able to cast that on in Cape Cod. But, you know, I've got a few of those must-make items that they might not get made when I think they're going to get made, but they will get made. My Eastwind cardigan, I am planning to get that on the needles hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I'd really like to get that one started. I still have the Knit Me Baby One More Time that I started in May that I would also like to get worked on as well. And definitely tomorrow my sky map is going to get cast on. I don't know how long it's going to take me to actually complete it, but it will be a fantastic project just to pick up and carry here and there, because it is mainly stockinette and an easy carry project till it gets really big, I suppose. But that, and then of course my next Dust of Snow wrap that I'm currently working on. I want that off the needles before the Orthodox Christmas, before January 6th. I definitely want to have that one done, and I'm making fairly good progress. So anyway, those are things that I want to work on, and I think by putting a top 9 or a Make 9 in 2019, that's just too much pressure for me. And yeah, I got enough going on. So, and I just love being able to be spontaneous. So, hence, Christmas stockings. I didn't share what socks I'm wearing today. I am wearing my Sweet Bee socks, and these are a pattern by Jules, who is So Sweet Violet. So I've popped those on today, and they are keeping my feet nice and snugly warm. And those are, of course, knit with Nora George yarns, and just a great thing to be able to wear hand knit socks when the days are getting colder. I had my breakfast of champions quite a while ago, so now it's time for lunch. So nuclear reacted tea. And if breakfast of champions was chocolate, this must be lunch of warriors. So Christmas cake. It's got fruit, it's got nuts, it's healthy, right? One can hope. With marzipan on top. You may not have any scope. Okay, so I am now done the foot and I'm about to start the toe. It's a little bit of a different toe than I'm used to, and Danny and I have just had a quick Instagram chat regarding the toe, so making sure that everything is correct so that when Danny releases the pattern, it's good to go. So I am going to backtrack to the beginning of my round right here. I've popped this on because I had to backtrack. So I'm going to do that, and when I'm finished, I will have a toe, so I'll see you on the other side. And by Danielle George, we have a sock. So it is a spiral toe. So I have not done a spiral toe before from a top-down sock. A very, very easy thing to do. And the great thing about it is it's going to be super easy to secure the ends in here because it's like a little hat, a little tiny hole, and I'm going to pop my needle through. I actually don't mind doing Kitchener stitch, but because this is just a very quick sock, I'm very happy just to secure in like a little hat. And then I also need to secure my ends from the baubles and along the edge, and then I have a completed sock, a half-finished object in less than 24 hours. I will mention to you, if you are doing the baubles, just make sure you do floats and you keep it very, very loose because you don't want to have it too tight. You want a little bit of stretch here with the baubles. Anyway, I'm going to secure this and I am almost done. So here I have a half-finished object. The sock is on the blocker. I'm going to go take a few photographs of this right now. It is not blocked. I'm going to pop it in some water a little bit later so that I can block it and take some proper photographs, so maybe we can have some pretty pictures tomorrow. But I think it's looking pretty good for just popping on the needles last night. Anyway, I'm going to go take some photographs and then I'm going to work on my next work in progress, which is uploading and editing and all the stuff that needs to be done with this Vlogmas. I hope that you have had a fantastic December 23rd. Only a couple more sleeps till Christmas Day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star